The first sign of doom is a flicker on a radar screen, a ghost. Then an explosion rips through the Arctic silence of Blia Air Base. The ground heaves. A $500 million S-400 air defense battery, the pride of Russia's arsenal, is engulfed in a ball of fire. This is not a lone missile strike. This is the opening salvo of a new kind of war. At 0612 hours on June 1st, 2025, this explosion is just the beginning. Across the vast expanse of Russia, 4 separate air bases are about to experience a perfectly synchronized symphony of destruction. The conductors are swarms of cheap, unassuming Ukrainian drones. Their mission? To cripple Russia's strategic bomber fleet in a single audacious stroke. Operation Iron Horizon is underway. The first target is Blia, and its defenders should have seen this coming. 24 Ukrainian drones are slicing through the sky over Russia's Murmansk Oblast. They are skimming the frozen tundra at just 300 feet. Flying low and fast, they are a whisper against the wind. Their first obstacle is a multi-layered air defense network designed to swat them from the sky like flies. The dedicated search radar, a system called the Nebo-M, is supposed to be their first test. Its long wavelengths are perfect for detecting small drone-sized objects. But the Nebo-M has an Achilles heel, a dirty secret buried in its VHF frequency. Its positional accuracy is abysmal. The radar beam is hundreds of meters wide. The operators on the ground know something is out there, but they have no idea precisely where. Trying to target it with a missile would be like firing a cannon at a hummingbird in a hurricane. The drones blow past the Nebo-M as if it's not even there. By 0614, the lead drones acquire their targets. They aren't using fancy AI or sophisticated sensors, just simple optical cameras running basic pattern matching software. They are looking for the distinctive octagonal shape of their primary target. They are here to clear a path. And that means taking out the king of the chessboard first, the S-400 Triumph. This system represents the absolute pinnacle of Russian air defense engineering. Its 92N6E gravestone radar can track 300 targets simultaneously. Its massive Big Bird acquisition radar can search for threats out to 400 kilometers. The 48N6E3 missiles sitting in its vertical launchers can reach out 250 kilometers. They can climb to an altitude of 30,000 meters into the very edge of space. On paper, these Ukrainian drones should have been vaporized minutes ago. But the laws of physics have other plans. At an altitude of just 300 feet, the curvature of the Earth becomes Ukraine's greatest ally. For a ground-based radar looking at a target 100 meters high, the detection range shrinks dramatically. It plummets from an advertised 400 kilometers to just 40. The drones are literally flying under the radar horizon. By the time they pop up on the S-400 operator's screen, it is already too late. The system's powerful X-band engagement radar is designed to track high-altitude fighters and bombers. It excels at precision, but its short wavelengths mean it is easily blinded by ground clutter. Every rock, every building, every frozen tree reflect signals back, creating a blizzard of false returns. Even if they could get a clean lock, the Ukrainians have played a final brilliant card. Their drones will be inside the S-400's minimum engagement range. The massive missiles need at least 2 kilometers of flight to arm their proximity fuses and achieve aerodynamic control. It's like trying to use a sniper rifle in a knife fight. The weapon is too powerful, too slow for a close-quarters brawl. Even the base's last line of defense, the Panzer S-1 systems, are helpless. From the moment a Panzer detects a target, it takes a minimum of 6 seconds to engage. 6 seconds to acquire, interrogate, slew the turret, and launch a missile. But the drones are moving at 50 meters per second. By the time the Panzer search radar spots them at a range of 4 kilometers, they have only a few moments to react. The engagement window closes before it can even truly open. By 0616, the first drones are smashing into the S-400 launchers and their vulnerable radar arrays. It's a frenzy. In minutes, aircraft worth hundreds of millions of dollars are burning wreckage. And this is just the first impromptu festival of fire Ukraine is hosting this morning. As smoke rises from Blia, a second wave of drones approaches Oenia Air Base at 0618 hours. Here, the air is a weapon. Minus 12 degrees Celsius turns breath into ice crystals. The base's defenders are ready. Their Panzer S-1 systems are powered up, operators scanning their screens, determined not to fail like their comrades at Blia. They have no idea the Arctic is about to betray them. The first sign of trouble appears on their radar screens. Targets flicker into existence at 500 meters altitude. Then they jump to ground level. Then they reappear at 1,000 meters. It's the same drone in 3 places at once. This isn't a technical glitch, it's atmospheric ducting. The extreme temperature inversion, with frigid air near the surface and warmer air above, is bending the radar waves. It's creating electromagnetic mirages, making accurate targeting utterly impossible. The base's ancient P-18 spoon rest radar, a relic from the 1970s, is completely useless. Its vacuum tube amplifiers drift wildly in the cold. It was designed to spot B-52s crossing the North Pole, not tiny drones in an atmospheric funhouse. But the real problems are just beginning. When the Panzer crews attempt to engage, they discover the cold has seized them. The hydraulic fluid in the turrets has thickened to molasses. Traverse rates drop from 60 degrees per second to less than 20. The twin 30mm autocannons, which should be spitting out 5,000 rounds per minute, are choking. They manage maybe 1,000 rounds before the frozen lubricant causes them to jam solid. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian drones are thriving. Their simple lithium iron phosphate batteries maintain full power in the brutal temperatures. They have no hydraulics to freeze, no complex mechanisms to fail. Their brushless motors actually run more efficiently in the dense, cold air. And their thermal cameras see Oenia Air Base lit up like a Christmas tree. Every heated building, every warm engine, every living soldier glows against the frozen landscape. A Panzer operator finally achieves a lock and fires. A 57 E-6 missile streaks towards its target, proximity fuse armed, ready to detonate. But electronics hate extreme cold. Capacitors drift, oscillators shift frequency, processing power slows. The missile's brain, calibrated at room temperature, is frozen and confused. It passes right through the drone formation without detonating. The first drones impact their targets, the aviation fuel depot. And a terrifying lesson in physics begins. When a 2,500 degrees Celsius explosion meets steel cooled to minus 12 degrees, the metal doesn't just rupture, it shatters. It becomes as brittle as glass. The massive fuel tanks don't just explode, they disintegrate, sending supersonic shrapnel in every direction. Each white-hot metal fragment carries its own thermal shock, creating a cascade of destruction. Frozen pipes crack, valves shatter. The entire fuel system becomes a massive fragmentation bomb. By 0624, Oenia is an inferno visible from space. Its defenders fired over 40 missiles and thousands of rounds. They hit exactly 3 drones. The other 21 found their mark. At 025 hours, the third wave arrives over Diaghilev Air Base. This base is the fortress. Multiple S-400 batteries provide overlapping fields of fire. Panzer S-1 systems fill every conceivable gap. Krasuka 4 electronic warfare systems stand ready to jam everything from X-band to K-band. It is an integrated, networked nightmare for any attacker. Then, 31 Ukrainian drones appear on the screens. And the mathematics of modern warfare begin to tear that integration apart from within. The drones don't attack as one swarm. That would be too simple. Instead, they split into 7 subswarms of 4 to 5 drones each. They approach from different directions, at varying altitudes and speeds. This is not random. It is calculated psychological warfare aimed at the fire control computers. Each Panzer can track 4 targets. Each S-400 can track 12. It sounds like enough. It isn't. When 7 groups constantly merge, split, and then merge again, the targeting computers are forced to continuously recalculate intercept solutions. Every time the group reforms, it's a complete restart of the engagement sequence. Processing delays cascade through the entire network, creating digital paralysis. In a desperate move, the Russian commanders activate every electronic warfare system. The Krasuka systems begin pumping out massive walls of jamming energy across every frequency band. Against conventional military radios, they are devastating. But these Ukrainian drones use advanced frequency hopping technology, changing channels 1,000 times per second. By the time the jammer locks onto one frequency, the drone has already hopped 50 times. Even better, the drones use the jamming intensity as a navigational aid. The stronger the interference, the closer they are to something important. Russian doctrine doesn't help. Their engagement cycle from detection to missile launch takes a full 12 seconds. With drones moving at 50 meters per second from 7 different directions, they cover 600 meters in that one decision loop. Someone is always inside that loop, always closer than the last calculation predicted. And here, the swarm reveals its terrifying power. Through a mesh network using microsecond burst transmissions, each drone knows where every other drone is. There is no central controller to jam. There are only simple rules: avoid collision, maintain spacing, and converge on targets when gaps appear. It's not artificial intelligence, it's emergent behavior, and it is impossible to counter with traditional hierarchical defenses. At 0631, the first wave demonstrates why engineers fear synchronized attacks. 17 drones impact within a 2-second window. Their shaped charges are timed to create overlapping blast waves. The combined pressure wave exceeds 50 psi, enough to turn reinforced aircraft shelters into powder. By 0634, Diaghilev is in ruins. The best integrated air defense network in Russia just learned a hard lesson. When your $1,000 enemy communicates better than your billion-dollar systems, integration becomes vulnerability. The morning's attack is still not finished. Word has spread. One target remains. Its defenders are the most prepared. They know exactly what is coming. At 0642 hours, Ivanovo Air Base is at maximum readiness. R330ZH ZTEL jammers blanket the area with GPS denial, broadcasting false signals to send any satellite-guided weapon into the woods. Every frequency is jammed. Every approach is covered. Every system is manned. If traditional air defense can stop a drone swarm, this is where it happens. The incoming drones should be flying blind, lost and confused. Instead, they remain in perfect formation. They navigate around terrain features with unnerving precision. The Russians are about to discover their enemy has evolved beyond the need for satellites. These are not remote-controlled toys anymore. 18 months of brutal combat and machine learning have created neural networks that navigate by recognition, not by position. Ukrainian programmers fed their AI thousands of satellite images of Ivanovo. Images from every angle, in every season, at every time of day. The drones carry simple processors running this powerful image recognition software. They don't need GPS. They are navigating the way you navigate your hometown, by recognizing familiar landmarks. The base commander had deployed inflatable decoy aircraft everywhere, complete with heat generators to fool infrared sensors. Against a satellite, they work perfectly. Against an AI trained on thousands of images of real aircraft, they are useless. The neural networks spot the microscopic differences instantly. Wrong shadow angles, incorrect antenna placement, heat signatures that don't match real engine patterns. The million-dollar decoys are ignored as the drones head for the real targets. And then, something happens that terrifies every defender on the ground. The drones begin to coordinate their attack, entirely on their own. Through their unjammable mesh network, they share discoveries in real time. When one drone identifies a priority target, a nuclear-capable Tu-95MS bomber, every other drone knows within milliseconds. They autonomously redistribute themselves, assigning roles based on attack angles, warhead types, and target vulnerabilities.
No human operator, no central control. Just cold, calculating machines making perfect tactical decisions. The precision of the final attack is surgical. Drones with penetrator warheads target the hardened aircraft shelters. Drones with fragmentation charges go after aircraft parked in the open. Those assigned to the Tu-95MS bombers aim for specific, engineered weak points. They target the wing roots to ensure maximum structural annihilation. This is not random destruction, it is optimized. At 0647, the underground fuel system is breached in 6 calculated places. The interconnected pipes carry the explosions like a fuse network, creating a base-wide inferno that will burn for weeks. 14 strategic bombers, worth over $700 million, are reduced to twisted molten metal. The pride of Russia's nuclear deterrent has been erased by drones built with smartphone processors and hardware store components. This is Goba. Subscribe for real-time battlefield updates and strategic breakdowns.